any love affair can turn into a stormy war, and when that happens, people often say, the more you love, the more you hate. In the entertainment world, no couple demonstrates this more clearly than Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. They are two big Hollywood stars, a beauty with ultimate charm and a male actor with unbelievable charm. When they entered into a romantic marriage, no one could have imagined that they would become one of the most famous and intense divorce battles in movie history. On the journey from passionate love to broken arguments, we will explore Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt's journey of resistance to separation. They face fame, the pressures of Hollywood and complicated family issues, creating a never-ending battle that will take us into the mysterious world of love, pain and suffering. Suffering and conflict between two people we have admired for many years. Join us on this journey and discover the profound story of Angelina Jolie. The more you love, the more you hate. This September we mark a special anniversary 7 years since Angelina Jolie filed for divorce from Brad Pitt. This event caused a strong shock in the international entertainment industry and became one of the most famous stories about love and separation in the world of Hollywood stars. The marriage of Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt was once considered a symbol of beauty and perfection. They became known as Brangelina, and the whole world envied the couple's image. But what no one could have predicted was that after years of happiness, they would face unresolved conflicts and disagreements, leading to a divorce that made global headlines. The battle over custody, property and reputation lasted for many years afterward, and it created a lot of controversy and media interest. Every detail is delved into and analyzed, and the presence of Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt in the international news never loses its appeal. Since Angelina Jolie filed for divorce, the two have turned new pages in their private lives and personal careers. But their story, of love and loss, has always attracted public interest and is an indispensable part of Hollywood history. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt are still standing still, unable to give in to each other. Angelina Jolie insists on having full custody of the child, while Brad Pitt wants both sides to share custody of the child. Neither side is willing to yield to the other. The battle for child custody is expected to be an uncompromising and endless battle, and that battle may continue until Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt's children turn into adulthood. While it was thought that everything could come to an end in July 2021, when the judge decided that Jolie and Pitt would share custody of the children, but soon after, Jolie presented evidence that the judge may have made an unfair decision, because this person had personal connections with Pitt's lawyer. These connections may influence the judge's decision. Immediately afterwards, the judge's decision was immediately annulled. In the fierce custody battle between Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, there was one important factor that Angelina was especially determined to protect: custody. This is an integral part of this never-ending war, and one reason why it continues after all these years. Fans and media have witnessed a determined and uncompromising Angelina Jolie with this goal. She has made a clear statement: she will not let Brad Pitt share custody of her children. This has made the war more complicated than ever. From determining each person's rights to their children, to deciding where they should call home, this battle has created long-lasting debates and tensions. Angelina Jolie is clinging to custody as an integral part of her life and that of the children she loves. While there are many factors that contribute to a tense separation, child custody always lies at the heart of this battle. This not only affected the lives of Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, but also drew public attention to a tangled story, with careers and fame never seen before. One of the more complicated aspects of the custody battle between Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt is the impact on the lives of their children. Children find themselves in the middle of a conflict-filled separation between their parents, and they often face a dilemma of not knowing who to support. This can create mental stress and anxiety in the hearts of children. They love both parents, and often feel they have to choose between the two most important people in their lives. This can affect their psychological and spiritual development, and can sometimes lead to complex emotions such as insecurity, split mentality, or even feelings of self-responsibility. Angelina will probably never stop this war. She will wait for the children to grow up and gradually enter adulthood. That way, during the years when the children still need a legal guardian. Before the law, Brad Pitt will never share custody of her children. Yes, it can be said that Angelina Jolie has shown strong determination in the custody battle and will likely continue to do so in the future. Waiting until the children are adults and can make their own custody decisions may be a strategy to ensure that her rights are maximally protected. In this case, Brad Pitt may not be able to share custody of the children for as long as the children are under their mother's legal protection. However, this can also create family tensions and conflicts in the future, when the children become adults and are capable of making their own decisions about custody. Consideration and understanding from both parents will play an important role in maintaining family relationships and ensuring good development for their children. This war is a reminder of the complexity of family relationships and the great influence they can have on children's lives. The rivalry of this endless war continues, and recently, it spread to a villa with a vineyard in France, a memory of the happy times of Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. Once again, these two stars are facing off in a property competition, with this mansion becoming the center of their rivalry. Brad Pitt, according to sources, has a dream of fully owning this villa, to be able to follow his passion in winemaking and create his own legacy. However, Angelina Jolie made a surprising turn when she sold her shares to a businessman from Russia, making it impossible for Brad Pitt to achieve his goal. The competition at this villa is not only about property, but also shows the conflict and complicated relationship between the two people. This raises questions about love and reputation, and whether a broken relationship could lead to an unintended consequence. This fight even shows that once a love affair ends, its traces and consequences can last and impact many different aspects of the lives of the two people and those around them. Surname: the difficulty that Brad Pitt is experiencing in enjoying his time at the mansion and his dependence on his partner for his beverage operations is a prime example of how property wars and divorce can influence the daily life of a famous person. Brad Pitt, under an unexpected change of circumstances, now has to share ownership of a villa in France with a completely strange partner from abroad. This may have posed a series of challenges and limitations for Brad Pitt. Foreign partners can influence the management and decisions at the villa, making you no longer the complete owner and not free to enjoy this space. In addition, dependence on foreign partners can also pose a series of issues related to management and control. This is especially complicated when the relationship with this partner is completely foreign, and Brad Pitt may feel limited in his autonomy and independence in beverage production and financial management. Property at this villa: according to Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie violated the commitment they had agreed upon when buying this villa. This commitment refers to the discussion and agreement between them before any moves related to the sale of shares in the villa. Brad Pitt taking the matter to court may represent a final effort to retain ownership and control of assets, while demanding fairness and compliance with commitments from Angelina Jolie. This decision also shows that this battle is not only about child custody but also faces disputes over valuable assets. This incident raises questions about how complicated this divorce and property war is, and whether the court can make a fair and final decision to resolve their disputes. However, when the matter went to trial, Brad Pitt lost the case. This story is a clear example of how Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, after leaving their marriage, disagreed on many issues. They could not sit down to have a dialogue and agree, or come up with solutions. Concessions to the opponent: the current and compromising party is said to be Angelina Jolie. It seems that after an overwhelming crush on set, after years of passionate connection that made fans admire and call them the golden couple in Hollywood, until the breakup, Angelina Jolie suddenly became the woman, the more she loves, the more she hates Brad Pitt. Angelina Jolie's actions towards her ex-husband show that her attitude is lacking in goodwill, and she even decides not to tolerate it so that both sides can cooperate in friendly ways in sharing responsibilities for their children, or in the way some common assets are handled. What's even more surprising is that Angelina Jolie always plays nice with all her ex-husbands, except Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt. Angelina Jolie's divorce was called the divorce of the century by the media and the public. Insiders once shared some very profound and impressive words of sharing, but in the end, observing all the lawsuits and disputes that lasted over the years, many of the public felt tired of the marriage story. The cause of the collapse of stars. Russian novelist Lev Tolstoy once wrote, "Every happy family is equally happy, but every unhappy family is miserable in its own way." As in the case of Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, or Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, even after leaving the marriage, they continue to suffer because of the past marriage in their own ways. It's true that the property war and divorce between Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie has become one of the most famous and long-lasting divorces in showbiz history. This situation clearly demonstrates the complexity of famous people's lives and the huge impact it can have. Lev Tolstoy's quote about the similarities of happy families and the differences of unhappy families is very relevant in this situation. Although from the outside it may appear that the stars' lives are happy and prosperous, the reality is a different story. Property wars and divorce not only impact them individually but also present unique, complex, and painful challenges. Importantly, the marriages and separations of stars such as Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, Amber Heard, and Johnny Depp provide an important reminder about humanity and relationships. Even though they have outstanding looks and talents, they also face difficult and painful aspects in their private lives, and this helps us see that everyone, including celebrities, are all human beings with their own emotions and conflicts. We hope that you have found information and reminders from this conversation. Please continue to follow us to discover more interesting topics and diverse life stories. We will always be ready to support and accompany you in all your knowledge and information needs. Goodbye, and have a happy and enjoyable day.